client is getting ready to sell. And we advise them to do some simple things because an investor, as investors ourselves, one thing that we know is what people will look for. So right here, they have had water coming down in the basement. So we suggested that they at least fill the hole there so water will stop. A lot of times when you're on a sloped hill per se, you're going to have drainage, especially if the gutters are anywhere near the home. So that's that. And then you got the masonry around here. That typically is a big deal. Along with that, that looked like that was a deep gash in there. Huh? Yeah, yeah. Okay. So another thing you want to pay attention to is the siding. This is vinyl siding. Make sure it's not hardboard siding. And then looks like somebody put a plate there so the window wouldn't be a problem. Trees, I always talk about trees, trees, trees. Trees can be a problem for homes, especially when they are closely aligned with the home. So it look like they cut one down right there, but then you got these big trees right here. Like they got a lot of them in their yard too. It could be a problem over time. So yeah. Then of course you want to make sure you pull things out of the driveway that don't need to be there. All that masonry right there could eventually be a problem over the long term. So I would honestly suggest that mortar is put here, alongside here and there, so you can stop or prevent water from going down in the basement. And as you can see, alongside here, you can see where cracks are significant. And so therefore you're going to have issues with drainage. All right. So those are some tips for investors that we talk about all the time. When you're spending your money, obviously the AC, there's an AC air conditioner right there. Up here, looking at that, the soffit, you got a piece of the soffit there, but none alongside here. So, and then trees over on top of the roof. Those are always big deals. And here's the gutters, as I was mentioning to you. You want to make sure they flow away from the house. And then, my goodness, got a piece of tree growing from the house right there. These big trees, y'all, telling you, they can cause problems over time. So it's always good to monitor that, especially like I mentioned, when you have a house that's on a hill. Other than that, we don't know what the roof looks like, but due to the fact that branches are hanging over there, um, I don't know. That's just a problem. So, as an investor, it's so important and so key that you pay attention to those things, so that later on you don't have to worry about is something wrong with the roof. I always recommend inspections as a first time investor. And then, as you see this driveway right here, depending on the municipality you're in, and in the St. Louis area, there are a lot of municipalities that will ding you if they see any cracks in the driveway, any unleveling, and things of that sort. So it's always good to pay attention to that. And again, that big old tree. That is a problem for me. Yes, but this is a 3 bedroom, 2 bath that is coming available very soon. We're working with the owner to get some things rectified so that when someone buys it, ooh, y'all look, I do not do cats, and he's sitting over here staring at me. What do you want? Ooh, I do not like cats at all. Look at them. Anywho, so 3 bedroom, 2 bath, and this neighborhood is actually honestly filled with trees. So it's like, you know, what do you do? What do you do? You can't get rid of nature. Nature gonna be around us. I mean, trees everywhere. Look at all that, trees everywhere. So it's nothing you can really, really do about the trees. But let me tell you, key indicators when you know people are renting homes, when you see the lawn is massively high, and when you see pretty much the houses are not taken care of. I always share different tips of how you can spot if a renter lives there versus a homeowner. And this is what I was telling you guys about the driveway. It is a slow driveway, so you definitely want to pay attention to water issues that may eventually occur later on. So yeah, those are my tips. It's getting ready to rain too. I've been selling real estate for over 30 years, and so I'm speaking to you from experience, not just talking to you like I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm speaking to you from experience. Any questions that you may have that I can answer? Yeah, I got the natural flow going on today. But yeah, so you want when you are investing in real estate, when you agree, sweetie, some of the things that give tips about different things that people need to look out for from your perspective. Whoa. Yeah, driving safety is key always. Like some different things that people, from a man's perspective, if people are thinking about buying a home or investing in real estate, what are some things that you would tell them to look out for? Look out for the neighborhood and make sure it's sturdy, secure neighborhood. Look at houses, make sure everything's intact. What needs to be done, take that in consideration before you buy. It could be some structural stuff that will cost a lot more than what you think it may be. So that may, steer your way. But just pay attention to the area. Make sure the house is compatible. Yes, because location. That's real estate's name and game. Location. Especially if you're buying commercial property, you literally want to pay attention to the location. If you're buying residential, you want to pay attention to the location. Reason being for residential is because when things come into your neighborhood and when they move things out of your neighborhood, it has a lot to do with your property value. And so real estate value can increase and honestly it can decrease as well. And so that's why it's important to pay attention to where you buy, where you build, where you invest, all of that. Now, I will tell you that real estate is a commodity that changes. It's cyclical. Basically, it never stays the same. Some days it'll be high, some days it'll be low. Right now, we're seeing values kind of fluctuate with the economy. And so, being that values are fluctuating with the economy, it's always important to keep your property up to par, meaning make sure the roof is taken care of. Again, the trees are cut away from the house so that they don't, fall over on the roof. And just keep up your house. Maintenance is so important. It's hard. It's easy to own a home, but it's hard to maintain it, if that makes any sense. And so keeping your house up to par literally can help the resale value and the houses in the neighborhood. I can't tell you how many times we'll go look at a nice house, but the next door house looks like trash. And who wants to live next? A respectful homeowner does not want to live next door to something that's falling apart, that's deteriorating. People don't take care of it. People hanging out on the porch in the middle of the night, loud music, a bunch of cars in the yard. Nobody that is respectful, that appreciates the value of their home and appreciates real estate, want to live next door to something like that. And I can't tell you, you go into some of these neighborhoods, you can clearly tell who cares for their home and who doesn't. I mean, some people just don't give a dang on darn about it at all. And when you do, you want to make sure, as I mentioned, neighborhood is stable, that is providing everything that you need, that you will reap the rewards of owning real estate. And so that is just our short presentation or video doing a walkthrough of an investment property. If you got any questions or if you are interested in purchasing real estate within the St. Louis or Georgia area, those are our licensed areas. We'd be more than happy to help you. If you're interested in learning how to buy real estate for affordable housing, investing in real estate, we can give you a general perspective. We do coaching, investment strategies, putting together a portfolio for you, and all of that. So just go ahead and leave me a message, and we'll be these people, what are they doing? We'll be happy to discuss it with you further. Okay. Thanks for coming in. Blessings and peace. Make it a great Saturday and do something fun. Love on yourself, love on your people, and have a blessed day. Talk to you later. Bye.